and welcome to another episode of Ask the Wizard, streaming live almost daily for August the 18th. The topic today, careful, it's a trick question. Sure, you can walk your own walk, but why would you want to? It's a trick question. All right, I'm starting the 5-minute timer right now, and let's see if I fooled you or not. All right, see you in 5. Rosa, thanks for tuning in. I'm assuming you're still in California. I got to get back there. Miss that place. Maybe not the whole state. Haven't been to the whole state, but sure miss Anaheim and LA and San Diego and all that cool stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll be starting in 4 minutes. Well, hello. How's everyone doing today? August the 8th. Wow, August the 18th. I know I say this. Is it just me or is time going faster? No, it's not just me, because this is a comment I'll often hear from folks. And it's almost universal. It's like, wow, time goes by so fast. And there's probably all sorts of reasons for that. But that's not the topic for today's show. Today's show is a trick question, right? Sure, you can walk your own path, but why would you want to? And again, it's a trick question. The trick in the question is in one word, and the one word is walk. I would often use this example when I was teaching. So I'm in Alberta, Canada, a little city called Red Deer. And then the capital city is Edmonton, which is 80 miles away. Now, let's say I want to get from here to Edmonton, 80 miles away. I could walk it. And I mean, I would eventually get there. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of energy. And the chances of me giving up before I get there are pretty good. Or I could get in a vehicle and I can drive there. Now, if I get a vehicle and drive there, I'm going to be there in like an hour and a half. I'm not going to be anywhere near as tired. The chances of me giving up are a lot less. It's just more efficient. Now, you see, I still have to make the journey, right? I still have to make the journey. I'm the one that's got to get me from Red Deer to Edmonton. But instead of walking there, I'm now choosing to drive there. Not even so much being driven there. I don't catch an Uber or anything. I actually drive there. And that's the whole focus for today's show. In step 4 in the manifesting process. So the manifesting process is, in the manifesting abundance, is step 1, create your perfect desire. Step 2, live your desire on the inside. Step 3, manage resistances. Step 4, take inspired actions. And step 5, celebrate your victory. So this would fit thoroughly or soundly in step 4, which is inspired action. Now, inspired action, not just action. So fitting in with our theme here, you could look at just action being as walking. Now, walking isn't bad. Walking is going to get you closer to your destination. But there's also, again, a lot more efficient ways to do it, which is where the inspired piece comes in. But here's the thing. If we don't know where we parked our car, how are we going to get in it to get to Edmonton? And there's a section, hold on, here. I wonder if there's a chance I could find it. Probably not. My second thought, yeah, I probably won't. This is the manifesting abundance. This is a draft copy, so it doesn't look as pretty as the final one. But in it, I talk about. That's okay. I don't know where it is. I'll find it as soon as I don't have to. Your first priority for the day. Your first step, your first priority for the day, because you want to get to Edmonton. Now, Edmonton is your desire, right? I need to get to my desire. Now, remembering that as long as you're getting closer to your desire, that's what we're looking for. Like, I don't have to get from here to Edmonton like that. But as long as I'm getting closer and closer and closer to it, I mean, that works. And again, walking, I would get closer and closer, but it's taken an awful long time. Driving, I'm going to get there a lot quicker. But here's the thing. So many of us, myself included, and this is what really tweaked it for me this morning, listening to Esther Hicks. She was one of the teachers that I discovered, or found to me is probably more accurate, in a couple of months after I started down this path. I took, as I like to say, my first step through the looking glass. And she was talking about again this morning is that releasing all that effort, but just managing your vibration, and then it sort of naturally happens. But the one thing, and she says this too, it doesn't mean you won't do anything. You'll do all sorts of things. But fitting in with the way I frame it is those things that you do are going to be more inspired things. they're not going to be this drudgery step to get to Edmonton. And it doesn't mean you're not going to get to Edmonton doing it that way. It's just, again, going to take you a long time, take a lot of energy. Chances of you quitting before you get there are pretty high. But if you can't find your damn car, what other option do you have other than walking to Edmonton? And that was what there's a chapter or a section in step 4, which is inspired actions, which is your first priority of the day is finding your damn car. And think about this. So here's what people do. I've got too much to do. I don't have time to find. Okay, so listen to this logic and you see if it sounds logical. I need to get to Edmonton. Yes. So I don't have time to go looking for my car. I don't know where it is. I don't have time to look for it. I've got to get going to get to Edmonton. So they start walking. Now, doesn't that sound kind of stupid? Because, again, let's say it takes an hour and a half to drive to Edmonton. You could walk an hour and a half. You're not going to be very far from where you are right now. And you're going to have a hell of a lot more to go. And you still haven't got to Edmonton. So even if I'm just making up things, even if it took you 2 hours to find your car, once you get in your damn car, you're there in an hour and a half, which is, again, way quicker than you would be for, I don't know, however long it takes to walk 80 miles, even if you could walk 80 miles in one shot. Like a marathon is what? 26 miles. So you got to think about it, right? Which is, and I get it, it's so, at least on the surface, counterintuitive, at least initially, because it's like, I'm looking for my damn car. And I think one of the reasons why is we don't know if we're going to find it. So we go, okay, I can look for the car. I might not find it, but at least I know I can walk. And what I feel, probably not just me, but what I feel, and especially now, since this whole apocalypse and everything, is that I think we don't really have an option now other than taking the time to find your car. Because the path that we're walking along, the destination that we're walking towards, well, the destination is amazing. The path is pretty rough and it's long, I'll use that word. So to walk it under our own strength, I think the chances of success, getting to our destination, our desire, I think are kind of slim. And we're going to get beat up really, really good along the way. And so finding our car, especially now, frankly, may be the only way to actually get there. So what does that look like? Well, if you're walking that walk under your own strength, it can really feel like you're the only one on that path, right? This is it. It's just me walking this path. And if I don't, get my butt up and keep taking step after step, nothing's going to happen. Which ironically is true. But what we have to understand is we haven't lost our car. So it may feel like the car doesn't exist, but the car is still there. And I believe it's a lot closer than we think. But we so often get so frenzied almost that we don't take the time and then we can't find it. Which is why developing a meditative practice, whatever that looks like for you, which is why self-care, and I know these are cliche words, but they're so true. Why taking that time, whether it's 2 hours or whether it's 10 minutes, but taking that time to practice just being still, to take that time and practice. If you really enjoy a cup of coffee, then just have a cup of coffee to enjoy having a cup of coffee. Not I'm having a cup of coffee because my day was just shit. Or I'm having a cup of coffee, I got to get this coffee in me because I need the caffeine because I got to walk to Edmonton yet. But to almost fight that frenzy kind of feeling to get going and stop and smell the roses, stop and smell the coffee. Because here's the thing. This is what I've found, except when I don't, is that you don't really have to go find the car, because the car is trying to find you. These resources that you can leverage. Yes, you still have to do things. Yes, you still have to get in the car, make sure it's got gas, and stay on the road to get to Edmonton. But these resources are around you right now. You might think they're not, and it might feel like they're not. But so often, I'm just talking to the person in the mirror now, it's because they're so busy trying to fight that step, all on our own strength. So when we practice being still, when we practice, I've used this example before, I think in a show not that long ago. I think it was one of the Men in Black movies, 3, I think maybe. The world's going to end, and Will Smith is all freaked out. We got to do something, got to do something, got to do something. And what was his name? Brolin was the actor's name. Says, you need pie. And Will Smith says, what are you talking about? So I'm gonna overlay that on here. What are you talking about? We've got to get to Edmonton. We got to get walking. We don't have time to have pie or go look for the car. We got to get to Edmonton. And he says, you got to get your mind out of it. So they go have pie. Now they're having pie for no other reason than to have pie. And Will Smith is just going nuts because it's like, we got to get to Edmonton, right? But they happen to get in this conversation that has nothing to do with them getting to Edmonton. And then the answer, the car, right, actually finds them. And that's, to me, that's the secret, is the resources that you need. I don't think they're just a nice to have now, that you need are also looking for you. But we need to stop and take that time, whether it's meditation, whether it's listening to your favorite music, whether it's having a coffee, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's painting, whether it's whatever it is for you, to sort of get your mind off of, here you go, to get your mind off of what you're supposed to be doing, which again, don't tell the normals this, because they'll say you're lazy, they'll say you're foolish, they'll say on and on and on. Don't tell the normals this. But to get your mind, your focus off of, I've got to get to Edmonton. And again, it seems counterintuitive, but to do the exact opposite is what it seems like from a normal's perspective, and sit down and have coffee, or, I don't know, watch your favorite TV show, whatever it is. Because the secret is, you don't have to find your car. You just have to stop long enough for your car to find you, for the resources to find you. You don't have to find the resources. And maybe that's the kind of the greatest secret in the show today, is you don't have to find your car. Your car is trying to find you. It's just you don't stay in one place long enough for it to get to you. So today, and maybe even tomorrow or the day after, your homework assignment, your challenge is to, whether it's 2 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours, whatever, is to practice taking your focus, consciously taking your focus off all the things you have to do, all the things you don't know how you're going to do it, all the things you have no idea how you're going to do it, all those things you really, really desire, but you know they're impossible, is to take your focus off of that and focus on my hashtag, I want to feel good. Because that gives the resources the opportunity to find you. Now you're still going to make that journey. You're still going to make the journey. But instead of you walking all the way, now you have this vehicle where you've got so much more literal and figurative horsepower to get you where you need to be, to get you over those bumps in the road, to get you, when you go down in the valley, and then when you got to hit the gas to get you up the next hill, you're not walking it yourself now. You've got this vehicle that you can harness that horsepower. And yeah, you'll still be tired at the end of it. And yeah, it can still be challenging. But now you're not alone. And more accurately, now you realize you're not alone. And then even more accurately, because you realize you're not alone, you can now access those resources that are put there at your disposal Because your dreams, your desires, especially the ones that you would say are impossible, have been placed in you for a reason. Because they're not. Maybe they are if you have to walk it, but you don't have to walk it. There are these resources there waiting for you to stop long enough for them to find you. This was really good. We all needed to hear this today, myself included. Let's see what else. Streaming, of course, Ask the Wizard, almost live, Lord, almost daily. Streams live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Strip the audio, upload it to Anchor.fm. The one you'll be more familiar with is Spotify. Go to Spotify, search for Ask the Wizard Coach. You will find my show page. Redesigning the website just because I want to and it's fun. It isn't there, but we're working on that. I'll roll that out pretty quick. On Twitch, Ask the Wizard 60. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, all that other kind of stuff as well. All right, guys. Share. We're all in this together. See you on the web.